working as a no-name doctor in some dilapidated morgue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I was struggling with depression. I had no girlfriend. I had no life. I was extremely shy and bashful. All I did was go to nightclubs, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, drink my good old Heineken, stand by the loudspeaker and slam my head to the rhythm of the music. Maybe I had suffered some subconcussive injuries, who knows? So it was a Friday night. I had gone out clubbing. I came back late, around 2, 3 a.m. I was a bit tipsy. I went to bed, woke up late, 8:30 in the morning. I had to go to work. I was the only single doctor in the office. I was the only black physician. I was the youngest. So I did all weekends. I did all public holidays. So it was a Saturday, September 28, 2002. I quickly got out of bed. I didn't even take a shower, brushed my teeth, turned on TV to see who was killing somebody somewhere. Was fixing my coffee. But rather than hearing about somebody killing somebody somewhere, I heard about this great football player who had just died. I turned on through the channels because I wanted to see to get some more exciting news. ESPN, CNN, Fox News, everybody was talking about this great American football player that had died suddenly, and that his life after football wasn't so good. He declared bankruptcy, he was homeless, he had psychiatric issues. And they talked about him in very derogatory terms in the context of other retired football players. So I paid closer attention because as a forensic pathologist, I was offended that people should be talking about a dead person in such derogatory manner. And I noticed that this player they were talking about played this game I had seen growing up in Nigeria as a child, where people dressed up like extraterrestrials running around a field, wearing big helmets, broad padded shoulders with tiny legs. They called it football, but I did not see anybody kick the ball with their feet. Rather, they threw the ball with their hands. And I wondered as a child, honestly, if this was a game, games are meant to be recreational, why would there be a need to wear a helmet? That meant there was a risk of injury to the brain. But then I said, hey, Americans are the most intelligent people on earth. There must be something about this game I don't get. You know, so I said to myself, well, this guy, maybe he had suffered some type of disease similar to dementia pugilistica we see in boxers. But hey, I had to go to work. I had to go to work before I was fired. Life is not fair. Poor guy, bye-bye. I sped off to work. I got to work a Saturday morning. There shouldn't have been anybody there, but there was this commotion around the office. There were many people. So I got into the office, I spoke to my assistant, Mr. Robinson. Hey, what is going on? He said, hey, Bennett, Mike Webster is on the autopsy table. I said, who is Mike Webster? The entire office became quiet. I was now the extraterrestrial in Pittsburgh. How could you live in Pittsburgh and not know the great Mike Webster? And in my embarrassment, I figured it out quickly. I said, wait a minute, you see the guy on TV? He said, yes. My brothers and sisters, at that moment, there was a confluence, an amalgamation of my entire life story. That was why I chose to tell you the story of my life. I'm a forensic pathologist. I have done over 12,000 autopsies. I discovered faith through my science. And I discovered my science through my faith. Science and faith are not diametrically opposed. They actually synergize each other. Science seeks the truth through scientific methods. Faith seeks the truth through the tenets of faith. So science and faith have a commonality, a common endpoint. Just like in science, the more you know, the more you realize what you do not know. Science can never provide you all answers. Yes, faith can never provide you all the answers. In fact, the deeper your faith becomes, the greater the doubts. So faith and science are like each other. And through studying death, practicing the science of death, I discovered that each and every one of us, there is a spirit that lives inside you. Will Smith calls it the battery of you. And that spirit is what gives your body value, what gives your body life. When you die, that spirit lives. And when I talk to my patients, like you saw in the movie, I talk to their spirits. It is that same spirit that lives in me, that lives in you, that lives in you. Therefore, when I look at myself and look at you, I see myself in you. We are one common humanity of mankind, members of one another. Whatever I do to myself, I do to all of us. Whatever I do to the least of us, I do to all of us. And when I walked up to Mike Webster, I saw myself in Mike Webster. And I said to him, Mike, I don't think there's anything wrong with you. I think you're a victim of this game. I promise you, I'll use all my knowledge and education to vindicate you. But you have to come with me. Guide me to the truth. To the truth. I had no reason to do my Webster's autopsy, but I still did it. We knew why he died. He had a massive heart attack. In fact, he was in a hospital for 2 days. When I opened up his skull, I was expecting to see a shriveled, mangled, battered brain. His brain appeared normal. In fact, because we knew why he died, his brain appeared normal. The office I was working for refused to pay for the analysis. My boss asked me, what are you looking for, Bennett? I said to him, I do not know, sir. So I paid with my own money. In fact, the office I worked for in those days at the end fired me. That was why I took those brains home. The technician who was asked to destroy those brains was the one who called me in secret. Said, Bernard, I don't think these brains should be destroyed. Go to the family, get the consent, and get out of here with them. And I did. I took them home. But people, fellow doctors have called me all types of names. What type of physician will examine brains at home? Yes, a very smart and intelligent physician. Because guess what? If I had not examined those brains at home, if I had not paid for the analysis with my own money, when it became heated up, some director or supervisor would have told me, Bennett, you examine these brains within this university, we own the intellectual property. But because I examined them at my own home, paid with my own money, I owned the intellectual property. And I was free to do whatever I wanted to do with them. So it was intelligent. So I spent 6 months with my Webster's brain. I saw the changes in this disease. I believed America was the smartest country on earth. Football is America's most popular sport. The NFL is America's richest league. So I believe some American must have identified this disease. So I went to the library. I searched and searched and searched. I saw nothing. I even went back as far back as the time of Hippocrates. I spent thousands of dollars buying books. Hippocrates called it commercial therapy. All I saw was in boxes dementia pugilistica. I did not see any dementia footballitica. But honestly, I had a doubt. I said, Bernard, maybe your depression is getting worse. Maybe you're becoming delusional. So I took the slides. I went to show the slides to other doctors. And they confirmed what I saw. By then, I had spent my own money traveling around the country, meeting the families of retired football players. Most of them were suffering in silence and in obscurity. And America chose to look the other way. And I wondered why. I began studying the phenomenon of football and the NFL. And the more I discovered, the more my faith in America became shaken. could this be happening in America? I discovered the NFL is a corporation. I support the NFL 100%. I'm a capitalist. Every corporation must make money. But no corporation has the right to place their product or service above the humanity of their product or service. The life of one football player is worth more to me than the entire NFL put together. So I had to come up with a strategy. I had to do something even for the least of us, because I was also doing it for myself. I came from a country that is one of the most corrupt countries in America, in the world, Nigeria. If America is corrupt, then where else would I go? So the first strategy I came up with was to give this disease a name and not just publish it as a scientific curiosity. I had to give it a name that had 4 criteria. An intellectually sophisticated name, so that when an American says it, there's some utility. It will make you sound intelligent. Because if it makes you sound intelligent, you're more likely to use it again. But although it is intellectually sophisticated, it will have a good acronym, so that an elementary school kid would know what it is. 2, it must be generic, so that if some American down the road proved me wrong, I would have some wiggle room to get out. After all, oh, it's generic, it doesn't mean anything. And actually, it doesn't mean anything. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy simply means a bad brain from trauma. Then 3, it had to obey the double standard of law. Because in the 1980s, some judges or a judge said that before you could use a scientific evidence in the court of law, it must be a generally accepted principle of medicine. It must have case precedence. That is a very damaging principle of science. You cannot base science on case precedence. That is destructive of science, because science is progressive and forward thinking. But it has become the standard in America. So I couldn't give it any name I wanted. Dementia footballitica sounded very attractive to me. But it wasn't in the literature. So I went back in the literature. I found 37 names. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy wasn't difficult for me. And people have described CTE as one of the most successful branding efforts in the history of sports. Such literature, 12, 15 years ago, there was no CTE anywhere. Maybe a couple of papers used it as a descriptive terminology. Google CTE today. So I began honestly on a systematic, well-calculated strategy to defend the humanity of my faith and the humanity of my science, to make a difference in the lives of many that were suffering. My brothers and sisters, the NFL made an attempt to exterminate me. They accused me of criminality. I requested that my paper be retracted. If they had succeeded, I would have as well gone back to Nigeria to become a professional masseuse. People have always talked about how the NFL maltreated me. But no. Compared to the way my fellow doctors maltreated me, the NFL did nothing to me. My fellow doctors